Hello, I'm David Harper with the BBC News. The US House of Representatives Committee has voted unanimously to recommend that criminal charges should be brought against the former President Donald Trump over the assault on Capitol Hill by his supporters almost 2 years ago. Mr. Trump has issued a statement saying the investigation is an attempt to prevent him from running for president again. Barbara Plett-Usher reports.
More than 900 people have been charged in relation to the Capitol attack. But, said one of the lawmakers on the committee, it wasn't fair for the foot soldiers to go to jail while the mastermind got a free pass. The committee's case is that Donald Trump oversaw and coordinated a plan to block the peaceful transfer of power to Joe Biden. Now, for the first time in U.S. history, it has recommended that a former president be charged with federal crimes, including obstruction of an official proceeding of Congress and insurrection. The Justice Department is already conducting its own investigation into the riot and doesn't have to act on the committee's request. But crucially, the panel is handing over thousands of pages of detailed evidence to back up its case. Mr. Trump has dismissed the proceedings as politically motivated and biased against him.
In the latest trial of Harvey Weinstein, the former film producer has been found guilty on 1 count of rape and 2 other counts of sexual assault against 1 woman. The jury in Los Angeles acquitted him of charges relating to a second accuser and failed to reach a verdict in 2 other cases. He is yet to be sentenced. The woman's rights lawyer, Gloria Allred, who represented one of the women in the trial, praised all of them for persevering.
They have demonstrated that empowered and courageous women are able to make powerful men accountable for the injustices that they have inflicted on women. We should all be grateful to them for having made this a safer world for all of us.
Harvey Weinstein is already serving a 23-year sentence for sexual assault and rape in New York State. State media in Russia say that President Putin has ordered the strengthening of the country's borders and of social control within Russia. His remarks were reported after he made a brief visit to Russia's close ally, Belarus, which prompted nervousness in neighbouring Ukraine. Charles Haviland has this report.
President Putin's remarks for Security Services Day come at a time when his government is increasingly clamping down on dissenting voices, including those that condemn Moscow's war in Ukraine. He was uncompromising. He said the security services should quickly thwart any attempt to violate Russia's borders, combat risks coming from abroad, and identify traitors and saboteurs. He also said the special services should ensure the safety of people living in the parts of Ukraine that Moscow claims as its own. In some of these areas, most notably Kherson, Russia has recently suffered significant military reverses.
Charles Haviland reporting. That's David Harper in London with the latest world news from the BBC. The Nigerian military says dozens of kidnappers have been killed in an airstrike in northwestern Zamfara state. People in the village of Matunji said they counted more than 60 bodies. 20 others were wounded and motorbikes belonging to the gunmen destroyed. The air raid follows a series of deadly attacks by kidnapping gangs in Zamfara state. The authorities in Syria say Israeli airstrikes have injured 2 soldiers near Damascus. Syrian state media says its air defences shot down several Israeli missiles, but some others struck targets close to the capital in the early hours of Tuesday. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights War Monitoring Group said the strikes hit Hezbollah weapons depots, killing 2 people. One of Peru's main airports in the city of Arequipa has reopened a week after being seized by anti-government protesters. Supporters of the ousted president, Pedro Castillo, had blocked the runway after he lost an impeachment vote for alleged corruption. Leonardo Rocha has the latest.
Mr. Castillo, who denies the charges, has since been detained for attempting to dissolve Congress. Earlier on Monday, the train link between the city of Cusco and the ancient Inca citadel of Machu Picchu in northern Peru was restored. Hundreds of foreign tourists had been trapped there for about a week. The new Peruvian president, Dina Boluarte, declared a 30-day state of emergency last week to restore order. She's also trying to bring the next general election forward to next year as part of a political solution to the crisis.
The Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong, who is scheduled to visit Beijing on Wednesday, has said she will push for Chinese trade sanctions on her country to be lifted when she meets her Chinese counterpart Wang Yi. Australia's new Labour government is looking to repair diplomatic relations with Beijing. They became strained after Canberra banned Chinese technology from its 5G network and called for an investigation into the origins of COVID. BBC News.